reviews, discussions, and theories about films in horror, sci-fi, and genre. This is the Horror Deconstruction. Like, share, and subscribe to hear more.
What's up, everybody? It's the Horror Deconstruction. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, but most likely on YouTube. Give us a like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon, hit that thumbs up, let people know about the show with your host, Comp and
Importante.
Today's film is
The Devil, Diabel, 1972.
Citéful. Original title, Diabel, 1972. Oh boy, let me see. Oh, this person put a whole fucking thing on IMDb. During the Prussian armies...
What, they write like a novel like the way it is on Wikipedia?
Yeah, during the Prussian army's invasion to Poland in 1973, that'd be completely different. In 1793, a young Polish nobleman, Jakub, is saved from the imprisonment by a stranger who wants in return to obtain a list of his fellow conspirators. Following his mysterious savior across the country, Jakub sees the overall chaos and moral corruption, including his father's death and the betrayal of a friend who stole his fiancée. Being apparently demented by what he has seen, he commits a number of seemingly motiveless and gory killings. So, starring... Oh, right, let me say who's directing it.
Yeah,
first.
good luck with this.
Directed by Andrzej Żuławski. Written by Andrzej Żuławski, and I know I messed that up. Starring Leszek Telesinski.
Wow, these are really hard, actually. Malgorzata Brownek.
Wojciech Sonsniak. Malgorzata Brownek. That was actually the easiest one. So, Danny, why did you pick Devil, 1972?
It is one of the... I was looking at a list of Żuławski, the guy that did Possession, because I want to watch more stuff by him. Possession. And apparently this was one of his more horror sort of ones. So,
okay.
That's
and I would say that's a little bit of a... But I guess it isn't much of a stretch because, as I watched it, there's a term that the kids on the internet use called filtered. That means when you're not smart or savvy enough to appreciate a film. And I believe I was partially filtered by this movie because while I did think it was worthwhile, I was like going, "When's this movie over?" Remember in Possession when the wife character is going nuts on the train? She's going crazy.
One of the best scenes of any movie.
Imagine that for 2 hours straight, and that's what this movie is. This is a person.
Yeah, kind of.
Everybody does it. Like every single person. Maybe not the devil character himself.
The very beginning reminded me so much of like a fucking Bruegel painting, or however you say that dude's name. Mm-hmm. It was just like pure chaos, and it does not stop. It just keeps going.
It is a nutty movie for sure. I feel like the general storyline of it. Okay, so the movie starts out. It's chaos in the streets of Poland. The Prussian army.
They're being attacked by basically.
Prussia.
I guess Prussia used to be Germany or something. I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
So they're fucking things up.
I'm really bad with history.
There's all these people dying in catacombs, and there's not catacombs, but I guess it's some sort of, I don't know what it is. Like, is it a fortified not a castle, but some sort of fortified area? There's dead bodies everywhere. There's lunatics, as they used the phrase back then, people that are mentally ill running around. I don't know if those people are crazy because of the horror that they've witnessed or just because...
Well, I think they went to a sanctuary run by nuns.
Okay, so that's most likely what the case is.
They had a couple of crazy people under their care, and they had some political prisoners under their care.
Yeah, so this one guy comes in. He looks like... I don't know what this actor looks like.
He looks like he's straight out of a fucking painting from...
yeah, right.
I can't think of the the Romance era of painting, that sort of thing. It's perfect, actually. He looks perfect.
So this looks like the Quaker Oats guy when he was young, and he's running around, right? He's got the whole facial beard.
If I could look like that guy, I would.
You would? I'm sure you have looked like him in the past, but this guy is running around. He is trying to locate these two people. One of them is Thomas, and the other one is Jakub. He's looking for two political prisoners. That tried to kill the king of Poland, was it? Right?
Yes.
Okay, because I guess these guys were undercover working for Prussia. They were not, I guess, they did not appreciate Poland's treatment of people, this is a whole film that is an allegory for, I assume, an allegory for...
It was, I don't know anything about fucking Polish politics, so I don't know. But I think he was
a lot of Polish jokes,
about modern.
Though, right?
I know a lot of Polish jokes. He was making statements about modern Polish politics in the 1970s.
Yeah, and I don't even know how he got away with like releasing this film because.
Well, he didn't. It got banned
well,
like immediately.
Until when? What from 1972 to what year? 1987, you said.
Well, I'm looking. I don't know about that, but I'm looking at a poster on the wiki, and it says 1987 theatrical release poster. So I'm assuming there was like 15 years or something where it was not released.
Yeah. So.
I don't know.
Interesting about this. I was trying to see if there was like a 4K edition of this film, like like a high end edition.
The version I was watching was very high end.
Was it? The one that I saw was complete. Like it wasn't like unwatchable, but I'm sure the movie would have looked a lot.
Mine looked like film quality. It was great.
Oh well, shit. Well, you got to see it better.
It's actually like beautifully filmed. It was great.
Okay, I think I would have tolerated. Not that I didn't tolerate the film, but I think I would have had an easier time, kind of, in watching it, if it looked like clean. You know what I mean? Because even the trailers that I saw were like horrible looking, and I was like, well, everything looks like all like film grain. I like film grain, but like really crappy. But anyway, whatever. So this man, what do they call his character?
They call him the Stranger.
The stranger goes in and he liberates the two. He has this paperwork to free the, and I guess this was the king of Poland or whoever else higher up gave him the paperwork to release these two guys so they can find all his co-conspirators. I kind of that message kind of goes away in the middle of the film and then comes back at the end because I was like, why is this guy helping him the whole time? It was like the devil trying to help him. But then I realized like for the most part this is more like a political thriller film and psychological horror movie. Right? Because he's just basically...
if you view that guy as a devil, which he is, he turns into a fucking dog at the end, then...
maybe that razor blade, like a werewolf passed by and got cut on it, and then when the lady cut him, he turned into a werewolf really instantly, like very quickly.
Oh, can I just say that nun is so fucking hot?
She is beautiful, right? It was so funny when
she's like the most beautiful face I've ever seen.
A habit will really like bring down your like hot number because this woman is she's just a nun, whatever. She's wearing her habit, and then she takes her habit off, and you're like, and it's funny because the main character's throwing her around, like, get away from me, get away from me. As soon as he took that habit off, everybody, while I was watching, I was like, oh my god, she's beautiful. Like, she had her hair all loose. I was like, oh my god, look what God is.
She really is like the perfect female face.
She really is a gorgeous woman, and it's bad to and even this is for,
well, no, I don't care. Whatever.
And even for gay men and lesbian, not non-lesbian, straight women who enjoy, Jacob is not a bad-looking guy. He looks like a typical guy you'd see in Brooklyn.
Although he needs some eyebrow work done for sure.
So anyway, I'm telling you. A lot of these characters look the same, like the sister, right? His sister.
The sister looks like the fiance a little bit.
Yeah. So I was confused when the fiance came back. We should kind of like go backwards. Okay. So the stranger releases Jacob. He kills Thomas. He just shoots Thomas. He doesn't need Thomas. I don't know what he saw in Jacob. I guess because Jacob, was more of a central.
He wanted to keep him isolated so he could manipulate him.
Right. I don't know. I guess Thomas wasn't as important as Jacob was. Jacob was more, I guess, more of a center point person, as was his best friend, the one that stayed back and like fucked his fiance. So he takes him out of there. It's actually beautifully thrilling, like footage. Like I like when movies are busy on screen, when a lot of shit is happening.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It looked like a fucking Bruegel painting. There's like 8 million things happening.
Like, even though the version that I saw was kind of crappy quality, it's a beautiful looking film in the way that it's staged, and there's just hundreds of people on screen at one time and stuff like that. It's always busy, which is great. And so they yank him out of that location, and this is where the stranger is basically telling him, you need to get revenge on all these. Basically, find who these people are, and you gotta pass judgment, the purgation, as he says, which is a purging of all his personal enemies, because he's basically he's convincing Jacob that all these people have turned on him and didn't come for him when he was arrested, right? So, which is bullshit. The stranger's basically just working for whoever in the high parliament or whatever.
But they kind of do suck, though, to be fair.
They do. They all suck anyway, because they kind of just left him to die. They just what? But what are you supposed to do? Because
and he knew he was alive too.
Yeah,
The,
his
best friend.
his best friend who looks like a lot of these people look. It's funny, I guess in Poland.
He looks like a poet from the 1970s.
Even though this is the Poland in 1970, but it takes place in the 1700s. All these people look like they live in Brooklyn, New York, right now. Every single one of them looks like you could walk on the street and see every person, even the stranger with his fruity suit. Takes him there.
I love his suit.
Oh no, I like the suit too. But I didn't think I say fruity in a bad way. So he takes Jacob. He takes him to his old living grounds. There's people doing like the Macarena, or the cha-cha slide or whatever inside the fucking that big palace. It's so funny because these people live in these areas, but these areas look like decrepit and destroyed. Like people shouldn't live in these places, but there's people there.
Well, I think that's the point. Everything's been destroyed by war.
I don't know, but I don't know if that's more of an yeah, I guess so, because I don't know if that was more of an artistic style. Like it was just like, hey, these people are like ghosts living in these places, because it seems like whenever you need a person, they're not there. But when you don't need a person, there's hundreds of them. Do you know what I mean? Like when they're in that palace, and then when he's walking down the hallways, there's like nobody to be seen. But anyway, he takes him down and he forces him to see his best friend sleep with his obviously mentally deranged ex-fiance. I guess she's so upset about Jakob quote unquote being dead or left for dead wherever he was, and then she
is definitely crazy.
He makes Jakob star in his
nonstop.
He makes Jakob star in his own Japanese porn scene by making him listen to his girlfriend fuck another guy.
Apparently, as she's crying, also, apparently that is the director's wife.
Hey, good job. As in that she's a very beautiful woman. So she's out of it. He takes him back home. He doesn't do anything then. He takes him back home where he finds his dad. Look, that guy, I wonder how much that guy got paid. You think he got paid in bread or actual money? The guy who plays the dead body? A weekend with Jakob's dad, they should have called it, where they just walk around with the dad throughout the whole movie, the stranger, and him with a rotting skeleton in between them throughout the whole movie.
But he didn't seem to be rotting very quickly.
No, but he died like 3 days before they find his body?
No, they said 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Oh, that's not true. Do you think the half brother actually killed him? Because it was like implied a little bit more than normal.
No, they never said. I think that the dad killed himself, but apparently the dad raped the sister.
Yeah, because while Jakob was all the women are treated like horribly in this movie. Just like I guess I hope that's a point that the director's making, that these women are all treated like garbage in this movie. That's like really horrible. But his sister's all fucked up too. She's nuts.
Yeah.
Because she's
trying to have sex with her brother. She's having sex with her other brother.
Yeah, there's a half brother there, and that little Lord Fauntleroy character. You don't know. I was like,
I hate.
I was watching the movie, and I was like, yeah, okay, watching, because I was expecting a horror film.
Dirt in his eyes. Oh my god, I wanted to kick him.
As soon as he got killed, I was like, this is great. I loved it. I was like, I was so happy.
Very happy when they.
Because I didn't really hate or like the stranger. I liked his performance a lot. As a character himself, I mean, what he did was kind of shitty, but then again, what he's supposed to do? Like, you're on either one side or the other.
Panic. I was just picturing, imagine you are this, crazy person who's seeing your whole world get ripped apart, and is this person who's constantly touching you and dragging you around and stuff. Oh, my God.
Yeah, but when he killed that little Lord Fauntleroy fuck, I was like, this guy's great. Yeah. I loved it. He only killed him by swinging his bag twice, and that's how he killed him. That was the funniest part of it. He had a bag with, I don't know what was inside that bag, like paper, and you can kill somebody with a fucking. Much. But it was great. I loved it. So anyway, so now this guy Jakob is basically seeing everything fall apart. They tell him that his mother is still alive, but she's like whoring around, and his mother's like works at a brothel because I guess
apparently she lived there the whole time.
So the mom, he went to this brothel, and the mother would come down and visit because Jakob was obviously away on war duties, and she was doing something with the sister, right? Like preparing her to be hooking around or something like that. Their whole family's fucked. So he goes over to there, and his mother doesn't recognize him, and I don't know if
he's trying to fuck his mom,
Yeah, I
don't
think
get it.
I never understand the incest. There's a lot of people that like incest, and I really cannot, like, I cannot
Are
put my
there?
mind there. There are perverts, big perverts. That's why there's a lot of like.
They need to be killed.
That's why there's like a lot of porn sites where people fuck their stepmoms or something. Which I
Like the.
but at least that's like somebody who's not
fantasy
related
shit,
to you
and
or something.
I find that creepy as hell.
It is creepy because like how many times
Sorry
can
to
you
kink shame, guys.
how many times can your
incest isn't
stepsister
good.
how many times can your stepsister get locked inside of a washing machine? Although if your stepsister's Lana Rhodes, that's fine. But anyway, so so he goes over there to this big whorehouse, and then he's like macking to his mom, and then I don't know if they actually penetrate or whatever, but
They have animals that they fuck in cages.
and
there's like a guy that they fuck in a cage.
There's like a really handsome guy that like walks
Honestly,
around in a
if
cage.
that could have been me, that guy.
How
in the
great,
cage,
right?
That would have been cool. Like, if they just feed me enough, that's fine.
Jakob goes nuts and slices the throat of one of the whores, and then he just leaves. And there's also that traveling circus, right? With the two owners that want to fuck him, a guy that wants to fuck him, and a woman that wants to fuck him. I like that lady's look. She kind of had that scary look, but I think her eyebrows were drawn on in like a weird manner. Funny enough,
she had crazy hair.
She had these eyebrows where like one eyebrow was down and the other one was up, like permanently. And I was on the train yesterday, and and I was like, I was on a New York City train yesterday, and I was just like minding my own business, and I looked out the window, and then I looked back in, and there was like this Latina lady looking at me, and she gave me the same like look. It wasn't like a bad like look. It was like
eyebrow up and down.
Yeah, but it was more like a come here look kind of thing, and I was like, what the fuck? That's what I felt with this lady's look. She had that permanently on her face the whole time, and so it all goes nuts. It's basically Jakob, his life spiraling around. It doesn't,
and him going on like a killing spree.
Yeah, and I appreciate the art direction, as in that nice house. Not that it's a nice house, but the house that like he eventually destroys, his home. And I'm sure there's like a big. I'm surprised that there's no trivia for this movie on IMDb, because I would have just been.
I'm sure
reading
there's like 8 million fucking historical references we missed, and also like
absolutely
symbolism and all this stuff. But
I didn't feel completely stupid, because it's a very simple storyline of a guy making this other dude do all his dirty work, and he did it for like some gold shillings, where like the untouchables pay him and they make him feel like shit for doing it, and then at the end he turns into an actual beast, because I guess he was treated like an animal. Let me just see. So
I just took it literally as he is the devil, but
now I think what happened is
right.
I think he's just regularly like a dude who was opportunistic. And then at the end,
but I mean, he's really invested for a handful of gold shillings.
Yeah, and in death, he got like, but if it was the devil, he would just do it anyway. Like, what the fuck would he care? But I think what happened is that he was so opportunistic, this stranger character, that he like when he died in death, he mutated into the fucking like animal that he was, just for like a couple of gold shillings, like making people go crazy. So I mean, the fact that he knew, like, it was weird that the stranger knew the people that fucked over Jacob and were a part of this whole thing. Right. And he could get anywhere he wanted to, so he could have just killed these people on himself. So I guess there was some sort of other goal in him making Jacob become his killing machine.
He wanted Jacob to see, because Jacob had refused to sell out all of these people under torture.
Okay. Oh,
so he wanted to make him hate them by showing them how like depraved they all are. That way he would sign over that they are traitors.
So from the Wikipedia, it says, Sean Leonard from HorrorNews.net gave the film a mostly positive review, commending the film's cinematography and acting, while also noting that the film didn't make a ton of sense. I mean, I think it made sense, the movie. I think it's just the actions.
It did make sense, but I'm sure there's like a million things were
missing. I think it's just the characters' actions didn't make sense. Jeremiah Kipp from Slant Magazine offered the film similar praise, writing, Society for Żuławski is just a thin veneer used to disguise the horrible sadism and unhappiness lurking inside every human heart. The devil would make for maudlin, depressing viewing of every scene if it didn't feel like explosions were being set off, sending the inmates of a madhouse free into the streets outside. So, I mean, it is a horror film. There's no doubt about it, especially
and the cinematography is fucking incredible.
Yeah, and there is a gore moment in the movie that I was like shocked at, actually, when the stranger shoots Jacob in his face and his face basically explodes.
Oh yeah.
I was
yeah.
like, holy shit! And the thing is, it's those old school pistols, and the thing is, it's those old school pistols. So like the pistols don't really like go deep, the bullets. And that motherfucker's face exploded, and he was still alive, kind of just trying to get away. And you do sort of feel bad for Jacob a little bit.
I mean, he slit a horse's throat like 5 minutes earlier. I don't feel bad.
Yeah, I'm very well. That's true. And I was wondering what happened to that horse. I don't know if they actually. I doubt they actually killed a horse for the movie, but there are some like hairy, scary.
Well, it
fucking,
wasn't Cannibal Holocaust.
There were some scary fucking like moments in this film, like when him and his sister jump off that horse, like right after he slit the throat, and you can see the horse kick at them as they fell, and I was like, Jesus Christ, like it looked like these people could get hurt making this movie.
Right.
But all in all, it feels like a historical sort of wackiness. Like I said in Possession, it's just 2 hours straight of insanity, of like people not acting like normal people. The only people that act
like felt more coherent.
Oh yeah.
And I like Possession a lot more too, because it's more my vibe of insanity.
Yeah. This was obviously teetering on art house cinema. Like it literally, I mean, it is art house.
I don't think it was teetering.
It was full dive. Right. It was full on straight like art house, just because it doesn't seem like none of the shots were kind of kooky or crazy. You know, they felt like genuine like film shots. The way that they all looked, there was nothing. There were no like spinning cameras or anything like that. It was just basically the way that everybody acted in the film was just like either you're gonna be into it or not. I don't think I was fully into it myself, as in how everybody's sort of acting crazy. I was like, okay, I get it. This guy's nuts. But the nuts in this...
It reminded me a little bit of Satyricon, if you've ever seen that.
I seen a part of it with a young
Actually,
little...
that would be fun. We should review that.
You keep saying that. I see the only part that I see was like a little boy in gold shorts, and I was like, why does Danny want me to watch this? So you let me know.
You know what? We're going to review that. We are.
Satyricon. Fellini, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Listen up. It's gonna be a little boy in gold shorts. That's what Danny wants us to watch. So what? How did you feel? What were like the? I guess the negative parts was just the whole wackiness of it, right?
I mean, I like the wackiness, but I wish it was a little more coherent, and a little less wacky.
There's a nice body count in the film.
Because it's like too much to the point where it almost becomes meaningless.
Yeah, where it's almost like, okay, I get it. It seems like a gimmick that's just running throughout the whole movie. And where...
I guess it's supposed to be like hell, you know? Everything's
just
crazy and chaotic, but like, I like a little order to my chaos, you know?
Yeah, the scope of it is great. It's an amazing scope of film. If you want overacting crazy actors, this is what you get. If you want that...
I love the guy that did The Stranger. He was
The Stranger's great.
Best.
And Jakob is pretty solid as a lead character, although he seems like, you know, this definitely feels like one of those like old stories or plays where the main character is being forced by like heavenly bodies to do things against his will. And then he's like a stand-in for human beings. You know what I mean?
And
where
he's
like,
got the nun. I guess she's supposed to be like good, and she's kind of watching over him and staying loyal to him the whole time.
She only pops in and out. She adds nothing to the film other than being like a gorgeous woman. She doesn't really, but she does do the awesome thing at the end where she cuts
castrate the fucking
That was great.
devil.
When she cuts his dick right off or whatever she does to him. That was fucking awesome.
Also, it was really fun watching him like mutate. He ran out of his own coat and like all that.
And he turned into a giant. that was not a stuffed dog. They killed a dog for the movie or something, or they just had a random dead dog or something.
It could have been
a wolf or something,
or a dead dog that was taxidermied or something.
Yeah, but anyway, I thought it was an okay film. So like I said, I was filtered because I'm sure there's some snobs listening to this and going, "Oh, these Philistines can't appreciate high art." I went into it thinking I had no idea what this movie was about. I thought it was gonna be a historical horror film about a devil or something like that. And it's not. It's more of a historical...
Probably if we knew more about Polish history, it would have been a little better, too.
Not one sausage. Even the guy who was having sex with all the girls, they cut it out.
Sauerkraut.
They didn't show it when he pulled the shorts down.
What are those potato things called again?
From Poland?
Starts with a P, like panini.
Pierogies?
Pierogies, there you go.
Yeah, I think I've had pierogies with lamb. It was
Imagine she cut off the devil's dick and he just starts like coming out pierogies.
So what rating
Instead of turning into a dog, he turns into a pierogi.
What rating would you give The Devil 1972?
I give it a 7.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. Almost having sex with your mom and then screaming "Mother!" and running away.
I'm sure every mother would have that. I hope every mother would have that same reaction of going.
Yeah, but then she invites him to be a fucking prostitute in her brothel.
Well, at least it wasn't for her. It was for she was trying to get her boy laid because he's never had the love of a mother.
Honestly,
I guess.
if that was my mom and she's like, "Son, I'm gonna let you have sex with like these 20 beautiful women nonstop,"
I'd be like,
if
"This
you wanna
makes up
murder
for
them,
that."
It's okay. It'll be for the show. I'd be like, "Awesome."
I'd be like, "This makes up
great.
for you not being in my life, Mom. Thanks." And he just having sex every day. We're real freaks and perverts here on this show. I would give it also about a 6.5 out of 10. Getting your face blown apart with a pistol and going to die on top of a tree. And with that, Danny, what's the final word?
Well, I actually want to put in a little afterthought,
Go ahead.
is that even though I feel like we gave low ratings for a horror movie, but as far as like a visual fucking movie,
Yes.
it's fucking awesome.
I did not have problems that I saw this film. I think
and I would say everybody should watch Possession, which is a much better movie.
Listen, this guy knows what he's doing. Obviously, it does not take much to appreciate the type of film that he's making. So it's not like we're just going poo-pooing that it's too art house. We like a lot of art house. Even what was that? Whatever. Don't even worry about it. We like art house movies, and we enjoy films in general that are good. And we understand that this is a very different type of film. But you must see it to make your own mind up about it. We are not the be-all and end-all of opinions on films like any channel would. So please watch the film and make your own assessment of it. And with that, Danny, what's the final word?
No importante.